Alright guys, Mike Ike, MTG back. We're going to continue with our walkthrough of Magic the Gathering Arena. Last time we beat the first 5 battles of the tutorial, and now we will continue on with the next part of the tutorial. So it looks like we have a quest that just said, and it looks like we have 2 things we can earn. We can earn 250 gold and unlock PvP by completing 1 color challenge. And then it looks like if we get enough XP here, we will unlock a booster pack. Cool. So here we go. We got a color challenge.
Well, you've mastered everything I can teach you. If you want greater power, you'll have to take on greater foes. But which path to choose?
Alright, so here it is, and basically what will happen is we will be playing one of these colored decks and playing...
Immortality is worth any.
We will be playing our opponents, which will be different colored opponents, with one of the decks that we unlocked, and as we beat each opponent, as you can tell, we will unlock more creatures. Now, I want to say that this is kind of on rails, and it isn't. It is and it isn't. Your opponent will always do the same thing, no matter how many times you repeat the level. But you get to play by yourself. But there is usually, it's trying to teach you how to do something, and so some of these can be kind of challenging, and you have to do stuff in the right order to beat them. So here we go. Our first battle is against a green deck. We're going to do black here. And I'll kind of walk you through my thought process as I do these. Hopefully I don't mess any of them up, because that would be embarrassing. But these will be like normal games in that you and your opponent actually have 20 health. So it looks like we have first turn here. So, cool. And we have a rat. And a rat, if you look, has Death Touch. Now, Death Touch means no matter how much damage we do to the opponent's creature will always die. So they could be attacking or blocking with a 20/20 creature, and we would still kill it because of Death Touch. So Death Touch is pretty powerful in this game. Alright, get 4 mana out, get another one of our creatures out. Now our creature here has a nice little ability that says whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Now, a +1/+1 counter directly adds to your power and your toughness. So if we get a +1/+1 counter, we'd go to a 2/2, and these will continue to stack. Alright, no blockers, so we're definitely going to take advantage of that with an attack. Alright. Now, our opponent's got a creature out, and we could just attack in there. We could attack with this and make them decide whether they want to block or not, which they probably won't. We want to start getting him boosted up. So if you look, we have this nice 1-costed spell here that says target creature gains -1/-1 until end of turn. It gets an additional -1 for each of these that we have in our graveyard. Ah, man. So kind of got us a little messed up there. So we're not actually going to attack. We should have killed that creature. We should have played this and then killed that creature and then attacked. But for some reason, we kind of skipped that part. That's our bad. But we're going to kill that creature and then both of those are triggers and get +1/+1 counters. There we go. Nice. Yep, he's going to play another one. So we're going to do that again. Get both of our creatures up to +. Now, you might want to save that, but we're not really worried, because what's the worst case scenario? Our opponent's going to get out a big creature. Well, eventually it's going to have to attack with that creature, and we'll be able to block with our rat, which will kill it no matter what. Same thing, we're just going to swing with both. Either, no matter what, it's going to have to block. And if it blocks this, cool. Well, we'll save the rat. We'll save the rat for Death Touch for a defender in case they get something big. We don't want to waste our Death Touch on that 1/1. Ah, there's something big. We obviously won't be able to kill that creature. And we're going to attack with this and see if... no, we're going to hold back. And if he attacks, we'll block with that. Oh man, now they got 2 of them. That's going to be a problem now. Oh, luckily we got another mouse to hold back and use as a blocker. Huh, they got 3 of them now. Great. Ah, we got a straight up kill spell now though, so we'll deal with one of them. Those guys get boosted. Again, we'll hold our turn back here. Alright, we're gonna get to play. Now we're still 1 short. We're still gonna hold back. I mean, it seems like they're not attacking, which is fine, because we actually have the momentum right now. Alright. We get this out. We're gonna get this out now. This is a very expensive card. It has awesome abilities. It's a 7/7 with flying. Okay, so again, remember last video I kind of said you usually want to look for creatures to be power toughness equal to their mana cost to drop. And sometimes you give up some of that power and toughness because of special abilities. Now, this one is actually an awesome card. Now, it's very expensive, and in a lot of games you won't get to the point where you can cast this. But if you can, it is a 7/7 with flying, which is awesome by itself. And then it has a keyword called Trample. We haven't gotten to Trample yet. That's what this little symbol is here. Trample means when you deal damage when you're attacking an opponent and they block with a creature, any damage you do over the toughness of that creature, so in this case we've got a 7/7, say he blocked with this 3/3, usually that would just be it. That creature would die and whatever. But with Trample, any damage that's left over actually goes to the player, which is awesome. Trample is an awesome ability. And then this, on top of that, this says whenever it does damage to a player, that player has to sacrifice one of their creatures too. Awesome. So we're going to hold back again here. We have awesome position. Alright, he's going to get to do that. No biggie. We're not worried. We're going to throw this out. Kill this guy. Cool. These guys are both going to get boosted again. We're going to attack with just this guy. He has no flying, so he can't block it. And dies. Boom. There. Real easy first one to learn. So I think that one was kind of trying to show us about Trample and +1/+1 counters. Each of these kind of has something to teach you. So we got 2 new creatures, and we're actually going to upgrade our deck, and it's going to remove these 2 from our deck. Now, like I said, it's not on rails in that you get to kind of pick and choose what you do, but every time you play one of these, like if we were to replay this, it would play out the same way in that our opponent would do the same thing, and we would draw the same cards. So here we go. Looks like this time we're going to play a white deck. Alright. So one of the things you're probably going to see from our opponent's deck is a lot of life gain. Alright, not going to cast that. We're going to attack. Boom. Now, we're going to let this resolve, and on our opponent's turn, because we have 2 untapped mana, we're actually going to do this and just kill that creature outright. One of the nice things about this game is if you can use instances on your opponent's turn with mana you have, it'll tap, but then when it comes back to your turn, it'll immediately untap. We're going to get this nice little guy out. So this guy's 1/1 with flying. So, like I said, usually that doesn't add up. That's not great, a 1/1 for 3. But again, he has flying, which is a nice plus ability. And then if you look at the beginning of your end step, if your opponent lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. So as long as we do damage to our opponent, this guy's going to continue to get bigger. And he's got flying. There you go. That'll trigger at the end of our turn, and now he's a 2/2 with flying. So what we're actually going to do here is we have this little thing that will allow us to give a creature a -1/-1. We're going to send these 2 as an attacker, and while he will kill me if he blocks and think he's safe, because I only do 1 damage, we can bring this creature back to our hand by paying 3 from our graveyard, and then we're actually going to kill that creature with this, which we really want to do because this cleric is mean, because it's whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life, and we really don't want our opponent to have that ability. So we're going to attack with both of these. Our opponent's going to do the predictable thing, which is block, and now we're going to play this and give him -1. And actually, I misspoke there. Since we were able to do that before he attacked and did damage, our creature actually still lived, which is pretty awesome. Now we're not in the same position where we can do that again, so this time we're only going to attack with this one guy. But he's getting pretty big because every turn we're doing damage. Alright, so this is a combo you're going to see from these white decks quite a bit. In that they have this guy that gains life, and then they will play a creature that gets +1/+1 whenever they gain life. We do have an ability to throw this out. It'll give -1/-1. But in addition, it gives -1 until end of turn for each creature named that in our graveyard. Well, right now in our graveyard we have one of these as well. So this is actually -2/-2. Now we could either go for this or this. I'm actually going to go for the guy that gains life, because as long as he's not gaining life, this guy's not getting bigger. And we're just going to swing there. And again, this guy will get pumped up. Played another one. Now, if we had chose to kill this guy instead, he would have gotten life on this new one, and then you'd be right back in the same spot. So I think we made the right call. And now we got another one of these. This one's going to get +1. As soon as we do damage to this, he has no answers to flying right now. So there's 5 damage. This guy will get +1/+1. Unless he magically comes up with something that gives him an answer to flying, this game is over. Again, we're just going to hold these guys back to block. We don't need their damage. He's got no blockers. Boom. Done. So there you go. White challenge completed with our black deck. Again, I believe it's going to add some cards into our deck and remove some other cards. Usually when you see that, that means you're going to see those cards that got added. So Nightmare and the Skeletal Archer. So we're going to upgrade our deck. Throw those in there, and it looks like our next opponent is going to be a red deck. So like I said, red tends to be very aggressive, so he's probably going to get creatures with haste out or do damage to us really quickly. There you go, 2/2. Does not have haste, so that's nice. Now we can give him 1/2, so we're going to do that. We're going to swing, see if he blocks. He chooses to. We're going to play our instant, make him a 1/1, which will allow us to kill that creature and still be around. So he's playing this 2/2 that says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. So that can be pretty powerful. But we're just going to get rid of it. We have the mana to do it. Boom. Done. Right. So we just drew this instant that gives our creature +2 until end of turn and indestructible. Indestructible is a keyword we haven't gone over. You can read what it does here on the right. It says effects that say destroy don't destroy a permanent with indestructible, and if it's a creature, it can't be destroyed by damage. It means even if your health goes down to 0 on that creature, it will not be destroyed for this turn. Pretty cool ability there. So we're gonna obviously save that until we need it. Get another creature out. We can do some blocking. Alright, now we could press our advantage here. And I think we will, because we don't want our opponent to be able to play anything there. He's going to block. We're going to press our advantage. Make us a 2/1, a 3/2. Now he'll do enough damage to kill us, but because of that, indestructible, we didn't die. Alright, now he's got a 2/3. And again, we're in the same boat. We're going to attack with both of these. He's going to block. We're going to throw this there. Make him a 4/1. That'll kill him and not let us die. And here we go. 6 mana. That's enough to bring in our Nightmare. Now our Nightmare has flying. And if you notice, before we played it, it had a star for power and toughness. Usually when you have that, that means there's some special way to calculate that. Now if you read this one, the Nightmare's power and toughness are equal to the number of swamps you control. So as long as you can play this, it costs, in a mono deck, meaning mono, when I say mono I mean a 1-colored deck, it's going to cost 6 swamps to get out anyway. So it'll be a 6/6. Maybe not as powerful in non-mono decks because you will be paying that 5 with potentially other colors, so it won't be 6/6. But as long as you're playing in a mono black deck, usually that's going to be 6 swamps to play that. So it'll be a 6/6 with flying when it comes out. And it's going to get more and more powerful as we get more swamps in hand. Ooh. There you go. There's some of what red does. Just deals 2 damage to a target. But right now our opponent doesn't have any creatures, and boom, we play that, so now it goes up to 7/7. We're just going to keep attacking. And if our opponent doesn't have anything with flying or anything that can take care of this Nightmare, yeah, we'll kill that, big deal. We've got a 7 with flying. And we can play this on the end of their turn. He killed this guy, but this guy we can just return to our hand for 3. So we'll do that. And we're going to do this cool little thing. Play him for 1. We can just end this turn here. It's not going to let us. Oh, I messed that up. This creature you have to discard a card. So one of the cool things we could have done instead of playing him, we could have played this, discarded that to the graveyard, and then had enough mana to bring it back. Flub that up, but we have enough damage to kill this guy anyway. Boom. Red 1 beat. So again, that'll unlock more cards for this deck. We're going to add those. And now we're going to play against a blue deck. Now, 1/1 with flying. Not fun. We've got rat, but our rat won't be able to do anything there. put a rat back to block. A lot of flying stuff here. It's going to be a problem for us. So here's that combo I was talking about. We can play this guy, discard this, but we will be able to later bring him back in from our discard pile. So that doesn't hurt us that much. Boom. Now, we could attack with both of these, but he's going to block. This is only 1 damage if he attacks with him anyway, so I'm actually going to try to get some damage through here. And he does stupidly block with that creature, which kills it and then gives us a 2/2 on this now. And man, he's got tons of these flying creatures, so we're kind of... Oh my goodness. We are in trouble with these flying creatures. Now, we can deal with one of them right now. We'll deal with this one. Okay. We're actually going to put 3 mana out. Now, we have nothing to do with this mana. We can't cast that, so we're going to bring him back to our hand. Boom. And then we're just going to press our advantage here. He has only one thing that can block. It won't kill any of our creatures if he does. And we can't block any of his stuff because it's all got flying. There's another one. Another one of them. Just getting tons of stuff out here. Alright. So, we've got 5 mana available. So we're going to... This guy's not going to do anything for us right now. Gives us a chump blocker for them, but... we're actually going to put this out on this creature, which says now when an opponent dies, he gets a +1/+1, and Key gives us lifelink. This is a new special ability that we haven't run into yet. Lifelink's real simple. However much damage this creature does, if it deals it to your opponent or your opponent's creature, you heal that much. So basically, as long as we attack with this guy and he does 5 damage to something, we will heal 5. We're also going to bring this guy back in, because why not? We're going to attack with all of these. He'll probably block. Oh, so he's blocking with both. Interesting. Now, what that means is our creature is going to die. And we get to pick which order we want to do damage in. We're only doing 3 damage, so we can pick which one. I'm going to deal with the one with flying first, because that one's a bigger deal to us. That's unfortunate, but that does trigger that ability. Oh, that's not good. Ouch. Ouch. We might lose this one, guys. See, this is what I'm saying. So, obviously, this is on rails a little bit, and we did something it didn't want us to do. There's a 5/5 flying that we are going to have no answer to. Can get rid of this. Okay, and we can bring this one in. And when he comes in, we do a 1 damage to any target. So we'll get rid of that. So we'll at least be able to stay around for another turn here. She's got so much flying. So we obviously didn't do something right on this one. We didn't play it the right way. And now we're going to die. So we're going to have to replay this one. It happens, guys. Part of this is learning. I played it the way I thought I should, and obviously I didn't play it the right way to win this particular... Each one of these is kind of like a puzzle. So we're going to have to play it again and try not to make the same mistakes here. Yeah, it's saying that, and it's I guess kind of trying to show us how we could have done that. Maybe we should have played him first, and maybe not attacked with him. I didn't expect the opponent to block with both there. So play this again. It kind of gives you a hint. Saying that, and I kind of did try to do that, right? I spread out that +1. I could have thrown it on the other guy, and then he would have gained 2, which would have just made him really big. But basically saying that's not what I should have done. Try this guy out. Again, we're going to attack with this guy. He shouldn't block with him, but he does. Get him up to 2-2. So far, this is playing out the same way. Like I said, it is going to play out the same way. We're just going to do stuff a little different this time. So I'm going to get this guy out. Not him. We're going to do that by discarding him. Won't attack because we don't want him to kill him with him as a blocker. Goes another one of them. Draw. Another one of them again, so he draws. Ouch. So here's where the game's saying we messed up. The game is saying we should have went like this. Thrown him out. Done the damage there. Okay, +1 counter on him, and then attack with both of those. So then I guess now we throw this on him. Alright, we destroy this one, which makes them both pump up. Now he only has 1 blocker. Swing with everything. Opponent can block, fine, he dies. We healed 4 off of that. Both of these guys will go up, and now we're in a good spot. He's going to return him. Okay, not the end of the world for us. Got another one of these. So we can bring him back to our hand to play him, but what we're going to do is we're going to kill this again. It's going to make these both 6/6s. Our opponent can only block 1, so he's not going to block, and then he's going to die. Excuse me, guys. Alright, so there we go. Got through that one. Just played it a little differently. That's what you got to do. It's kind of like a puzzle. I want you to play it a little differently. So cool. Beat that one. Again, unlock some cards for our deck. Now, when you do these color challenges, the last one will actually be against a live opponent. Now, we are going to attempt to beat this live opponent, but usually you won't be able to, because this will be an opponent that's already playing the game, and they will have unlocked a deck, and you know, it's going to be an actual deck, and you're going to struggle. However, you don't actually have to beat this opponent to complete this. So usually when you're doing these color challenges and you want to save time, what you're going to do is get into this match and then just concede immediately. You'll unlock this and beat this color challenge. But we're gonna go ahead and give it a go and see if we can actually beat this opponent. Alright, so here we go. So this is going to be like a real game now. So in a real game, you will draw 7 cards. and you can mulligan or keep those 7. If you mulligan, what happens is you discard all your cards. Well, sorry, you shuffle them back into your library. Then you draw 7 again, but then you have to discard one, or put 1 at the bottom of your library before. You can keep mulligan, but each time you do mulligan, you're in the same boat. It's probably not the best hand, because we don't have any mana to get stuff out, but we're going to hope that by the time we get to our 3rd mana drop, that we have drawn a mana and can play him. Oh, there you go. Our opponent was in the same boat, probably doing a color challenge. He just wanted to immediately win, so he just conceded. So we won, yay. Alright, guys, and since we completed that color challenge, here's what we got. We got 500 gold. We got these wild cards. Now, these wild cards are actually what makes playing on Arena better than playing in person. Basically, you can redeem these wild cards to redeem any card that you have unlocked of the same level. So eventually you'll get to the point where you get some of these rare wild cards, and so instead of having to keep opening boosters until you get 4 of the 1 rare you need, you can, as long as you unlocked 1, you can redeem the other rares with rare wild cards. Looks like we unlocked another Skeleton Archer. I'm not a fan of this card. It's a 4 cost 3/3 that just does 1 damage when it comes into play. Not great. And then we gained 275 experience. So now we can go home, and this is actually going to show us. Ooh, okay, it looks like they did an update, and this card got banned. Interesting. Wow. Oof, a lot of cards got banned here. In historic, okay. Okay, it's showing us the new set that's available.
Quests. You'll get another one every day. There's extra rewards for daily and weekly wins too. Golly, there's just so much to look forward to.
So once we can complete our 4th color challenge, then we can actually start doing some PvP. Now, this is actually called the Mastery. And basically, when you see us gain XP, what we're actually doing is gaining XP on this Mastery. And if you played mobile games, you've seen this thing before. The top level is the free level, and then down here, you can actually pay to unlock the secondary level, which gives you more rewards. I will say that usually these unlocks are worth it. We are kind of late in the season, though, because as you can see, in 17 days, this will be reset, which I believe is when the next Magic set comes out, guys. So we are actually not going to do that, but usually this is worth it. Okay. Now it does cost 3,400 crystals, which is the paid currency in here.
Wild cards.
If you go to the
You can
store,
redeem wild cards for any card of the same rarity.
if you go to the store, there's a nice welcome bundle here that gives you 25 gems and 5 packs for $5. That's pretty nice. And then this adventure one that gives you 3,500 gems and for $15, and unlocks a new profile pick and a new. These are actually sleeves that you can use, which is usually nice. You just want to pick this up and then unlock that. But on here, I will probably purchase both of these. I'm just not going to purchase them right now. You see, there's no timer on them. Trying to see here real quick. If you go to the store and look at gems, 3,400 gems is usually $20. So this bundle's nice because you actually unlock 100 more gems. Not that much of a big deal, but and you get both of these for the same price as you usually would, for $5 less than you normally would have to spend to get that amount of gems. And then obviously this is a great deal, 2,500 gems and 5 packs for $5. Again, go to gems. $5 usually only gets you 7,500 gems, or I'm sorry, 750 gems. So both of these are good deals. Like I said, I will be purchasing both of these at some point. I'm just going to hold off right now while we do the color challenges because it doesn't really matter that much. And then what I want to do is save some of those gems for when this next season starts to buy the mastery. And I think if you're going to spend...
Those are wild cards.
If you're going to spend money, guys,
You can
on
redeem
Magic,
wild cards for any card
unless
of
you're
the
just going to
same
be...
rarity.
Unless you're just going to be a
Go
whale.
to the deck builder
Oh man,
to
I wish
use
you would
your
stop
wild
talking
cards.
here. Cool. Unless you're going to be like a whale on here, I think the best bang for your buck is using those gems on those masteries. So she keeps talking about the wild cards. We kind of talked about them. Up here is where you can see what you have. We have 2 common and 1 uncommon right now. So down here is your quest. This is the mastery we showed. Every week you can get 15 wins, and for each win you get 250 XP. That's going to be the main way you level this up. Every day you can get 15 wins in standard or ranked play, and this is standard or ranked play as well. And when you do that, you will get 100 gold and 25 XP. These change though, and towards the end they're kind of front loaded in the XP wise. Towards the end you will just get like single cards, and you won't get XP that levels us up. Then you also have these daily ones. Now, we start off with a nice 3, but once you beat all 3 of these, you'll get to the point where you only get 1 of them a day. But they are worth completing every day, and I do suggest you complete them every day. And don't worry if you completed them all and then you miss one day, because once you've cleared all 3, you can store up to 3. So if you miss a day, you'll just come in and you'll have 2 of them. Now, these are usually pretty easy. They're not revolved around winning. They're just revolved around casting certain colored spells or destroying X amount of creatures or playing 25 lands. So if you look, we've got cast 20 white or black, cast 20 white or blue. You can also refresh these if you want, but I'm not, because these are actually good because we can play white and just do both of those and then play 25 lands. Now down here you have your color challenge. Now each one of these says complete a second one, you get unlock blah blah blah. Once you completed all 5, you will unlock a quest every day that is just a color challenge, which will say play 20 or 25 whatever of this color. You want to do that every day you can, because when you do complete it every day, you will unlock either a new deck or some new cards, and then there gets to the point where you actually complete the color challenge altogether, and when you do that, you unlock like, I think it's like 8 decks, and some of those decks are actually like pretty good decks just for standard play right out of the box. So you want to make sure you get this knocked out every day and get as much of it done as you can. So right now we're actually just going to go to this and we're going to work on the white one.
I'm a Johnny Goldmane, and I will be your friend.
I actually believe one of these white ones, actually, my first playthrough actually gave me a little bit of a hard time. So this will be interesting as we go through this. Alright. Don't have anything to play. Alright. We're going to get that little pesky cleric out that lets us heal whenever we play a character. Or gain life, I'm sorry, not heal. So you played this nice little thing that says whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less attacks, Raid Bombardment deals 1 damage to player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. So basically this next turn he's just going to probably attack with both of those, and I'm just going to take 2 damage. We're going to however play these guys that say whenever I gain life, they get +1/+1. So he's going to come in, I'm going to gain a life off of this guy, and he's going to get a +1/+1 right away. Now I could attack with this guy, but we really don't want to. Ooh, big beefy guy. Surprised he didn't attack. Now we've got a choice here. Well, not really. Sorry, we got up to 4. Now I can play both of these. This is going to stack. He's going to gain life off of that. Cool. Now when I play one of these guys, he's going to gain life off of this, gain life off of this, which means he's going to get 2+1/+1 counters, and he's going to get 2 coming in as well. So our guys are going to get beefy pretty quickly. And my opponent does have 1 untapped and 2 cards, but I'm going to risk it and attack with this 5/5. And he could block with all 3 of these, and it won't be enough damage to kill him. So, see what he does. He just blocks with the 1. Alright. Get this out. We could play this and get these guys beefed up even more, but we're actually going to hold off and play this guy. Never mind. We're just going to do this. Next turn we'll be able to play him. These guys are both going to get +2/+2. This is going to get out of hand pretty quick. These white decks, you will run into a lot of this in some version of this deck quite a bit in standard play. On Magic the Gathering Arena, up to, like, right now on my main, I'm in Diamond, which is the second highest tier that you can get, and I still run into variants of this deck. And actually, when I first started climbing those ranks, it was a variation of this deck, was what I actually played, until I started playing the deck I currently play now, which, again, as I said in my last video, I really like that deck because it's kind of my own thing. I don't see anybody else playing that deck, and we will eventually, hopefully, get to the point where we can break down, even if on this account we don't get enough the right creatures. Maybe a later video I'll log into my main account and we'll actually look at that deck that I'm running. Don't like that. We're not going to block. And it's a really interesting move by my opponent because he attacked with everything. And here we go. These guys are just going to get bigger and dumber. And we can swing with everything here and just straight up win. So that one was pretty easy. We're already at 42 minutes on this second video, guys, so I'm gonna real quick try to play through the other oh, this guy's really good. The other 4 battles here against black, probably green, probably blue or green, and here, and then we'll end this video. Alright, here we go. Our opponent gets one of those pesky creatures out with Death Touch. No fun. Attacks us, nothing we can do here. We're really getting flooded with mana. We're gonna get this guy out. He's gonna get one of these guys out. You should remember this deck. It's kind of what we played when we played our black deck. We're not gonna risk blocking that. Alright, I can kind of already see what we got going on. We're gonna play this guy, heal off of that. No attacks. Next turn, we're gonna be able to play this. Heal twice. Again, not gonna attack. We should have attacked there. Sorry. He had 1 once. Ugh, yuck. Part of me wants to just block this so we don't have to worry about it anymore, but we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is throw this on one of our creatures, which gives them 3/3 and flying. Now we're 6/6 with flying. We're going to attack and make our opponent decide whether he wants to block and lose this creature or not. Decides not to. Really interesting play by our opponent there. I mean, if our opponent doesn't have an answer to this creature here real quick, we're gonna win. Got another one of those, that's fine. We could block, but we're not going to. It's only 5 damage. Alright. This guy's really good too. These guys are just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. We're gonna swing with him. He's probably gonna block with that. That's fine. And next turn we should be able to just straight up attack with everything and just straight win. Okay, cool. Another 5 damage. We really don't care that 5 damage is coming at us. Alright, cool. We're just gonna go ahead and swing. His little ability is gonna trigger, which is nice, which is whenever he attacks, you create 2 1/1s. When those come out, these will both trigger, so these guys are both gonna get stupid big. And those creatures also have lifelink, which is awesome. Okay. Trigger, 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 trigger. So these guys are all gonna. This guy's gonna go up to a 14/14. And wow, just dumb. Just straight dumb. That's how these white decks are. You can see we ended up killing him at -17. These white decks can get out of control if you don't get on top of them. Now, that was really rare for a black deck. Usually black decks are going to be running straight up kill spells, and usually multiple of them. In my deck that I keep talking about, I actually run a white-black deck, and I run, let's see, I think some combination of 7 or 8 kill spells in that deck. Now, 3 of those aren't just straight kill spells. They're exile cards that target other stuff besides creatures, so they have a little bit of utility. But yeah, usually black decks are running some kind of removal where you can get rid of those creatures before they get too big, or even once they're 14. Straight up kill spell that says destroy target creature, kills you regardless of what your toughness is. So, alright, here we go against the blue deck. This one will be interesting. I believe this might be the one that I had trouble with. Be curious to see how this one plays out. Here we go, 2-1. What you want to do is attack with these and have enough to give them first strike. Okay, we activate his ability, which gives him first strike. Alright, so first strike is a new ability for us. And what first strike means is we actually get to attack before the opponent does damage, if they don't, unless they also have first strike. So even though this is a 2-1 versus a 2-2, normally both of these creatures will kill each other. I have first strike, so my 2 damage will actually go through before he gets to attack, and so he will get killed. And I will do the damage first, and I will kill him before he actually gets to attack back. So that's what happened there. 4/4 with flying. No fun. Alright, so my opponent probably thinks he's safe and is probably going to block with one of these. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to activate his ability, give him first strike, and then we're going to play one of these, which actually gives him +2/+2. So now we're going to do our 4 damage first, kill that big guy, and still get through to do our 2 damage there. Nice. Got another one again. Is he gonna make the same mistake twice? We'll find out. Yes, he is. So again, activate my ability here, play my little spell here, boom, and 2 damage again. Really got our opponent on his back foot right now. Oh, another one. Alright, we do not have an answer to this guy, but we do have this. Now, this guy has a really nice ability. It says whenever we attack, other creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. Double strike means your creature attacks at first strike and normal combat. So basically they will deal double damage, and the first part of that damage is done at first strike speed. We're going to hold back here now. We're going to draw some cards, probably get some utility here. Oh, draw some cards again. Alright. But we're going to be alright here. We're actually going to hold off on this, because we're only going to do 3... sorry, double strike. This will be enough to win this game, actually. So we're going to do this. Might as well bring him in as well. He'll get stupid big because these all have lifelink now, which is part of that card. Look, they all hit at first strike. Now they're all going to hit again. Well, I don't think this was the one I had trouble with when I first played. That ended up being pretty easy. Alright, gonna add these. Alright, and then the last little part of this is that... Oh, sorry, we still have this one. So, we're gonna play this green one. And then we're gonna do that one where we play the opponent. Again, I'm gonna actually try to beat the opponent. Probably won't be able to. And then we'll call this video done. Walk through 2. Hope you guys are enjoying this, I really do. And as always, guys, if you have any comments or questions, please make sure you throw them in the comment section, and you know, I will do my best to get back to everybody. Alright, so this is a 1/6 with reach. We have no chance to do, even though this guy has double strike. We would hit him for 3. Maybe we do. Maybe we just sacrifice this. We're going to do this. So he's going to block. We're going to turn him into a 3/3 with double strike, so that'll do enough to kill him. I don't know if that's the right call. He only did 1 damage back, so we ended up alright. We don't want that 1/6 with reach. He's got it again. Game-wise, which means the same thing is going to happen. We'll still have enough spells to do the same thing. A lot of times our opponents in these on-rails things seem to repeat their same mistakes, and our opponent here is definitely repeating his mistake. Oh, 10/10. Now that is a monstrous creature. Now, a 5 drop for 10/10 seems like insane, but the reason why he's not that insane is A, he doesn't have trample. So without trample, a 10/10 is not super scary because you can block him with a 1/1. Second is he costs 5 forests, so this guy literally, well, for the most part, usually can only be played in a mono green deck because your odds of getting 5 forest green mana in non-mono decks is pretty unlikely, especially in standard. Like obviously in other formats, it would be a little easier to get this guy out, but in standard, it's kind of hard to get him out. Fortunately for us, we got this awesome thing called Pacifism here. It is an enchantment, and what it does is it makes target creature can attack or block, so it basically makes that creature useless. There you go, bud. Enjoy not doing anything with your 10/10. Now there is a way around that, like I said. If you have some kind of card that destroys enchantments. That's what you want to do. Whoa. Look at him. He's got hexproof, which means we can't target him with spells. So you might be like, oh, you'd want to play that on him, but we can't. But we can still damage him, so what we're going to do is we're going to attack with both of these. He's going to block, and we're going to do the same thing again. It's going to give us more than enough damage to kill him. And since we had double strike there, we attacked on our first attack. So, oh, look at that. Good thing we saved this pacifism, right? Go. Not worried about that anymore. Get our 2 attacks off. Now I can make one of these flying. And makes it a 4/4. And that'll be enough to beat this. Alright, there you go. Green one. Beaten pretty quickly. For some reason I thought it was one of the white ones. Maybe it's when I'm playing against a white opponent with one of the other decks that I struggle. In fact, it might be when I'm playing red deck and struggle with the white opponent. So here we are. Unlock more cards. And we're going to get to this right now. Like I said, I am going to actually try to beat this opponent if this opponent wants to play. Interesting, we're both using the white deck. I don't know if this is a guy that's also doing the color challenge or one of us, or a guy that has a normal deck. But we're gonna go for it. Our opponent is getting to go first, so. He's sure taking his time here. We're going to keep this and see what we can do. He's playing a blue deck. How fun for us. Lifelink on that, which is nice. Second, and... Alright. Actually figure this out here. We could attack, he could block. Yeah, whatever. What's going on here? I don't know why this is having issues here. We're just going to concede this. Looks like I'm actually having potentially internet problems again, or the game is having issues. Alright, well, this is unfortunate, guys. I don't know what's going on here. This is going to tick down and we're going to lose. Like I said, we were going to end after this anyway. Would have been nice to show you guys this actual play, but it seems like that's not going to happen. I don't know whether my internet's having issues or the game itself is having issues. But anyway, guys, if you can go ahead and give me a like and a thumbs up, a like and a subscribe on this video. You know, like the video and give me a subscribe. That'd be awesome. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are enjoying this content. Until next time, this has been Next Mike Ike, MTG. Thanks for watching, guys.